Welcome to everyone to the Visceral Media with us. Today, as you know, we are at the third Nalini Global Forum in Sri Lanka. So we are having Mr. Tobak here, who's from Philippines, Lausanne, and he works for the LACAS organization. So welcome to you for the third Nalini Global Forum. So first thing I want to know about you. Why did you come to third Nalini Global Forum?
Yun, magandang tanghali sa atin lahat. Bali nakasama ko dito sa World Ninali Forum dahil isa ko doon sa kabahagi ng Medark na nakabase sa Pilipinas, na ito naman yung Medark na kami naman ay nagkaisa yung mga katutubong aitan na sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong.
So good afternoon. I am here because I am part of Medark. We are here because Medark helped us be a united movement of indigenous peoples in the Philippines.
Okay, so the second thing I want to ask you, what is the current situation of your country, indigenous people in your country?
Bali yung ang masasabi ko sa amin sa Pilipinas ay isa kami doon sa kabahagi na isa kami sa kabahagi na kumbaga yung nanawagan na dapat yung katutubong batas na IPRA ay kilalanin ng aming gobyerno. Dahil ito yung alam namin na magtatanggol sa aming karapatan.
So what I can say is that we are part and we are calling for the government to recognize our indigenous law. Our indigenous law is the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act.
Sa pamamagitan ng batas na ito ay ito yung pinanghugutan namin na para yung makapagpatayo kami ng aming sariling paaralan na pinamamahalan ng mga katutubo. Pati doon sa curriculum ay kami yung lumikha.
So through this law, we were able to create our own school, an indigenous-led school, and through that school, we also created our own curriculum that is fitting to our culture.
At ito ay kinikilala ng DepEd sa amin na kumbaga yung ang katutubong curriculum at saka national competency ay pinagsama namin.
Okay, so it is also recognized by the Department of Education in our country how their curriculum in the government is also interfacing the indigenous curriculum in our community.
At saka dahil sa batas na ito ay nagkaroon kami ng kinatawan sa iba't ibang larangan ng gobyerno mula sa barangay, sa munisipyo at saka sa pang-probinsya na katutubo ang pinagka-representative para sa amin.
And because of the indigenous law, we have political representation in all levels of government.
Okay, thank you so much. And as you mentioned that there's no lack of identification of the education and the identification of the law for the indigenous people. So what kind of strategies do you use as indigenous people in your country to overcome these issues?
Bali ang ginawa namin talaga yung ang panawagan namin mula naman sa pool ay yung mga katutubo ay may kaalaman. Subalit magkaiba yung pananaw namin. Dahil ito yung gusto namin na mapanatili para ang mga kabataan namin o mga sumusunod na henerasyon ay hindi makalimutan yung aming kultura. Kultura, pagsasayaw, pagbibilang, dahil ito yung posible na mawala kung hindi ito maisasabuhay.
Okay. So our call amidst all of the issues that we are confronting is for the indigenous knowledge to be revived, and to be strengthened, and the youth is crucial so that our culture and traditions will not be forgotten.
Okay, for the issues that you're facing in your country as indigenous people, have you got any kind of victory so far now?
Ayon sa amin, ang pinakamahalaga sa amin yung panawagan namin na mula doon sa mga magulang namin, yung kilalanin yung aming lupaing ninuno. Kumbaga ito yung panawagan namin na kilalanin ng aming pamahalaan sa Pilipinas. Ito yung napagtagumpayan namin dahil yung ancestral domain namin ng kabuuan ng katutubo ay kinilala. Ito yung ginawaran ng titulo noong 2009. Kaya kumbaga kami ang namamahala sa buong kalupain ng mga katutubo sa Luzon.
One of our important calls since our elders is that our ancestral domain should be recognized, and it is one of our biggest victory because the government has recognized our ancestral domain title in 2009.
Okay, So I just want to know you that what kind of support you get from your government of your country for the Philippines and allies or the international movements. What kind of support you get from this for your indigenous community?
Sa amin naman sa Pilipinas ay marami yung iba't ibang mukha ng pagtulong sa mga katutubo. Kahit dun sa pamamaraan na maliliit, at least kumbaga yung ito ay bukal na pagtulong sa amin. At saka halimbawa doon sa ating gobyerno ay kumbaga yung pagbibigay ng akmang pamumuhay, yung livelihood na para sa katutubo na hindi sila nagpapakilala ng ibang programa na nakakasira sa aming kultura.
So in the Philippines, there are a lot of support. There are different supports, small and big. But for example, for the government, no, they have been supporting our livelihood. Our livelihood that is not imposed, but is co-planned with our community. And so it is fitting to our communities and traditional ways of life.
At saka marami din iba't ibang coalition ng NGO na tumutulong sa amin na para igiit namin yung aming karapatan. Dahil siyempre sa Pilipinas nga marami naman yung mukhang politiko na hindi kinikilala yung katutubo. Ibig sabihin iba't ibang party. Subalit sa amin ay kumbaga ito yung panawagan namin na dapat kilalanin kami.
In the Philippines, there are also different coalitions of non-government organizations that also support us in forwarding our indigenous rights. Because as you know, in the Philippines, there are a lot of indigenous peoples and there are different cultures and traditions.
So we have heard that in the Philippines there was also have been a struggle like the Moro struggle in Mindanao. Okay, sorry. And also the New People's Army struggle. How do this struggle relate to the indigenous people in your country?
Sa amin naman, sa aming magpupokus ako sa aming tribo sa Luzon. Kumbaga ang mga partido na ito yung sinasabi namin na dahil mulat kami, kumbaga yung mulat yung aming samahan ay may karapatan kaming nananawagan sa kanila na magkakaiba tayo ng pinaglalaban. Pero sa pamamagitan ng pakikipaglaban natin ay magkaibang tinatahak. Yung sa amin ay gusto namin proteksyonan yung lupa namin, gusto namin proteksyonan yung mga kultura namin. Siyempre magkaiba yung pananaw, pero ang ginigit namin sa kanila, hayaan na lang kami na tumahak kami doon sa gusto namin mangyari.
So for this, we want to also focus on our indigenous community. We are politically conscious and we know that there are different struggles and we may have different ways on how to pursue that struggle. But for us, what is important is that our lands and cultures are protected and that for everybody to recognize our right to self-determination.
Okay. For the last question asked from the Visura Media of us, I want to say that the Philippines had a People's Power Revolution in 1986 against the Marcos. So how is the situation today compared with that time, especially for the indigenous people in your country?
Yun, alam na yung maaari siguro doon sa kung babalikan natin yung people power ay naging kabahagi yung mga magulang namin. Kasi kumbaga mula naman sa pool ay ang pinaglalaban nila yung kilalanin yung lupa ng mga katutubo sa buong Pilipinas. Siguro sa panahon ngayon dahil marami na rin yung mga mulat na mga katutubo, mulat na mga NGO, ito yung matagal na pinag-aaralan kung pwede pa bang gamitin yung people power na nakaraan noon, kung ano ang mga dapat gawin ngayon o pag-uusapan. Kasi marami na rin yung mga edukado, marami na yung nakakaintindi, na hindi, kumbaga sabi nga namin, hindi padalos-dalos.
So if we go back to the struggles during the martial law, during the authoritarian regime in the Philippines, our elders were also part of that people power struggle, and that now we know that indigenous peoples are politically conscious and a lot of the civil society organizations are politically conscious, and now we are at this critical juncture to understand if that struggle, how can we also think of it, given that there are many issues in our country that is still continuing? Are there other strategies also that we can use, or is people power still relevant, no, in the Philippines? And so we also have that careful analysis on how to move forward in our struggles.
Thank you, Mr. Tobag, for the very important discussion with us today, how the indigenous people in Philippines struggle and won the victories and everything with us today. So I just, okay. So as you know, today we are with the Mr. Tobag, and we had a good discussion with him. And I just want to especially thanks for the Julia for the interpreting with us for this conversation get through the people of our country and all over the world. And yeah, I want to say that stay tuned with us for the discussion as like this, for the more collective people's dialogue, to make the collective people dialogues here. And thank you so much.